Hello and welcome to the recap slash review of Amazing Spider-Man issue 69, The Chameleon Conspiracy Part 3. It's been pretty good so far, not too bad, but not too crazy either, honestly. It's just been constant. I guess that's the best way to put it. It's just I feel like Nick Spencer's trying to tell too many stories here. It's also shown here in this cover. You got Jack O' Lanterns, you got Chance at the very top, Foreigner. They're all fighting Spider-Man, and what's going on here? It's a lot to take in. And then what's not shown here is Teresa Parker. You got Chameleon, which is in the name, but they don't show it, and the finisher. So there's a lot going on here, and I just feel like it's too jam packed. It's almost like Spider-Man 3 all over again, but even more. But let's just go ahead and get started. Go into it. Uh, it opens up with Teresa angry at the finisher, or his name is Fierce, Fiers, Fierce. Um, she's angry at him not only because he killed her parents, but he is asking for her help, and she's like, "Why would I ever do that? Why?" And he's like, "Well, it." He goes into third person. He's like, "Well, the finisher, blah 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 blah." He goes into like a whole backstory of what happened whenever Spider-Man supposedly killed him. He survived. He was able to make it through because of his backers and stuff. They gave him all the best medical attention. And then the most important factor in all of that is that he had the love of his family, which is also shown to be Chameleon Dimitri. And he was there with him every day for his recovery, and that's what got him through. One thing I can't understand, though, is that the way he speaks, I can't tell if he knows who Peter Parker is Spider Man, or if not, because when he's recalling the story of how he died, um, he said Spider Man shows up for revenge, which right there, kind of why would Spider Man want revenge over some random people's deaths, right? But he shows up for revenge for Richard and is it Mary Parker? I don't know her name. I think it's Mary. Either way, for Peter Parker's parents. Um, and then he pauses and he says, "Your parents." But it could be read in many different ways. It could be as in your parents, Teresa, or it could be your parents, Teresa and Peter. I don't know. I can't tell, and it's bugging me. It's driving me a little insane, but I need to get over it. Um, Meanwhile, it looks like Spider-Man does know that Jamie isn't completely innocent in the stealing of the catalyst. He isn't just being, strong armed, but he does know that maybe something's happening. But Jamie is helping, and he's like, I need to get Jamie to safety first, and then I need to ask why he's doing what he's doing. Um, but he does feel like Jamie is operating under duress. I don't know. I do appreciate real quick a quick summary of Slide. I've never heard of Slide before, but apparently he is an old villain of Spider-Man. He makes a what's it called a quick note of it. It says, "Oh, look, they pulled someone from my um, bottom of the barrel of my list of rogues," and he says, "This guy used to be a chem engineer, and that turned to a thief after an accident." And then he says, "Unless it's the other guy who's a cop, and he just hated Spider-Man for no reason." So this guy has been around. I just never knew of him. Um, but he is able to throw him off and sent him flying towards the foreigner, I believe. And then at this point, jack o' lanterns are attacking him. Spider-Man like makes a hole in the side of the building. Oh no, he already made the hole in the side of the building when he first entered. But with that hole, he grabs Jamie and is able to take them outside. And he says, "Go ahead, go run, and I will hold them back." And it's just like, are you gonna hold them back? Even if you were in your top condition, you're holding back Jack O' Lantern, Chance, Foreigner, and it's a bunch of Jack O' Lanterns, and then Slide as well. I don't know. I think he had too much confidence in himself, but in the end, Jamie makes a decision. He uses the catalyst against Spider-Man, knocks him out, in his defense, he felt bad. He felt bad doing it. So there's at least that. He's not a completely bad guy, right? Um, but he takes down Spider-Man. Everybody leaves. They say we got what we needed, and they leave. Spider-Man wakes up to the lizard, letting him know what happened. Basically, say you got knocked out. I'm sorry I couldn't help. This chip that I have, the way it works. And he's like, no, it's fine. I get it. You don't have to explain yourself. But he says I need to go get some help. Meanwhile, we go back to uh, Betty, and she's still with Ned, and basically Ned feels like something's off. He's like, I don't like the way Peter just left. Betty tries to say like, oh, that's that's just how Peter is. Um, you'll get used to it. Uh, but there's something off with Ned. Obviously, on top of the fact that he should be dead, in more ways than one. But there's just something wrong with the way he's reacting about this. But Spider-Man shows up. He says, "Hey, Peter told me that you're here. It's a great timing. I need your help." The foreigner, yeah, he explains like what the foreigner chance and jack-o'-lanterns what they just got in the clairvoyant. Ned says that's too much power for them, that they need to be stopped. um, I don't know, I think he's just too willing to help at this moment, because literally a couple minutes before he was just telling Betty like, hey, I'm not going anywhere. And now he's like, I gotta go help these people. The world's not safe. I don't know what it is about him. I want to say he's a chameleon, but or just a life model decoy. I don't know. I have zero guesses. At this point, this story has been dragged so long that I just want it to end, honestly. Um, but back with Jamie, he's over there explaining the clairvoyant to the rest of the group, saying how it works. He says basically you just got to ask it a question. The more specific the question, the better the results, because this thing will look through all sorts of chances through the multiverse to see the probability of what you asked it. So foreigner and chance are just kind of like, oh, well, what should we ask, blah blah blah. Jack-o'-lantern is in the background talking to somebody on the phone, and then that's when he reveals that he's been working for the finisher this whole time. Fierce, I don't like the word, the name finisher, that's stupid, so I'm just gonna keep calling him Fierce. uh he's been working for him the whole time, and a lot of people under Chance's employment there in the casino have been working for um, Fierce this whole time. And now that they have the clairvoyant, he steals it. Jack o' Lantern steals it. Foreigner and Chance are confused. They're upset. Um, and then that's it. It's just chaos. And then we go back to Fierce talking to Teresa and saying, "Let's get to the bottom of you. Let's talk about your truth." And that's how it ends. This this issue is a 5 out of 10 for me. Nothing happens. I mean, yeah, there's some action, but like nothing happens in this issue, in my opinion. Uh, the positives though is that the Teresa story gets connected to what's going on with Spider-Man. Finally, we've been trying to figure out how these two stories are going to connect. Well, Finisher is the one connecting both of them. And then I guess it is moving along. It is positive in the fact that it is going forward, but it's going at a turtle pace. I think, honestly, I think that Teresa is going to turn out to be a chameleon, because I forgot to mention whenever Finisher says, "Let's talk about your truth," he takes the room that they're in and he drops them in somewhere else. This is confusing because it looks like it's a bunch of holograms and stuff. So when they walked into his prison the first time, you saw like a bar and everything, and it looked like it was his apartment, right? I thought, oh, that's cool. He has a nice cell. But now it turns out it's a hologram, and he switches it again, and it's like a control room. Okay, that's weird. I don't care about where you are right now, but that's fine. Then he switches it again, and now he shows a lot of chameleons. Like there's just a bunch of them. Even Dimitri, the one that we know, he's like teacher, I don't want to be here. I told you I never wanted to come back to this place. So it's like, why is he scared if it's a hologram? I don't know. That's confusing, and I'm sure that it's going to be answered in the next issue. But it's just really confusing at that point where is he actually taking them places or is it just a hologram? But he shows her all these chameleons, which gets me to think: is she a chameleon as well? And just didn't know, it was so covered up that she just did not know that she was a chameleon. Is she about to die? I feel like maybe a lot of people like myself did not like Teresa. Maybe that she wasn't um, liked enough by the fans that Nick Spencer's just gonna kill her off, and that would kind of suck though because I am finally starting to like her. Either way, it really doesn't matter. But maybe there was just never an actual Teresa. There was never a sister, and now they're uncovering that. Or there was one, but she died before, and then Chameleon took this, or Finisher took that opportunity to make a new one. I don't know. There's a lot of things that could happen here, but either way, moving forward to the backstory, to the prologue, basically, of Sinister War, Doc Ock has just made Electro return, which last time I saw Electro was, or Matt Dillon was, I think ASM in the volume where Silk was introduced. I think that's volume 3 or 4. But he died. Like he literally died, just gone. So I don't know how he's brought him back, but he did it. And Kindred did give Doc Ock some like a pat on the back, like good job, you did this. And so he's back, and that's it. Next thing is Sinister War. So let's see what happens there. Like I said, this is a 5 out of 10. It is the middle of the story. It's never gonna be the best part, but I just needed better. Oh well. Other than that, that's it. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Make sure that you subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Follow, send it, and share it to your friends, and make sure everybody knows that it's on a podcast as well. It's on a bunch of platforms now: Stitcher, Google, Apple, iHeartRadio, Anchor, and Spotify, of course. So plenty of ways to listen to this. Thank you so much if you are listening. I truly appreciate it. And yeah, see you next time.